lovely people, lovely classes, and yeah, this is my short introduction for now to try to save time to go over all the class. Now it's your turn, guys.
All right, تفضلي. أنيسة. I'm sorry.
Going first.
Natalie.
Can you please be a little bit louder to hear you?
مرحبا.
مرحبا.
أنا اسمي ناتالي. أنا من مدينة هايلاند هايتس في ولاية كنتاكي في أمريكا. وأنا أحب قهوة.
Oh, حلو ممتاز. Try to speak from there to see if they can hear you. You don't have to come.
Me next.
Yeah.
أهلاً. أنا ريغان. أنا من مدينة سبرينغ هيل في تينيسي. أنا أحب. No! أنا أحب. I'm trying to say love, but I forgot what it was.
أنا أحب.
Wait, I forgot what flower.
أنا أحب وردة.
أنا أحب وردة. تشرفنا.
نعم تفضلي.
أنا اسمي كالن. أنا من مدينة ميرفريسبورو في ولاية تينيسي في أمريكا. أنا أحب جمال. تشرفنا.
ممتاز. تفضلي.
Sorry. This is my turn.
Sure.
Okay. مرحبا. أنا اسمي كريستين. أنا من مدينة لويسفيل في ولاية كنتاكي في دولة USA.
تشرفنا.
تشرفنا.
ممتاز.
أنا اسمي ساتشي. مرحبا. أنا من مدينة بولينجي في كنتاكي. تشرفنا.
أنا كريستين أثنان. أنا من مدينة كلاركسفيل في ولاية تينيسي في أمريكا. أنا أحب بطاطا. تشرفنا.
Okay. مرحبا. أنا اسمي كارلي. أنا من مدينة أونسبرو في ولاية كنتاكي في أمريكا. تشرفنا.
ممتاز.
تشرفنا.
مرحبا. أنا اسمي أوليفيا. أنا من مدينة مارسونفيل في ولاية كنتاكي في
عفوا, I didn't hear you. Can you say it again? A bit louder.
أنا اسمي أوليفيا. أنا من مارسونفيل في ولاية كنتاكي. تشرفنا.
تشرفنا أوليفيا.
أهلاً. أنا اسمي ريتشل. أنا من مدينة كاليفورنيا في ولاية كنتاكي في أمريكا. أنا أحب شاي.
مرحبا. أنا اسمي إيزابيل. أنا من مدينة براننبرغ في ولاية كنتاكي. أنا أحب بطاطا.
جميل.
مرحبا. اسمي عبد الله. أنا من مدينة هازارد في ولاية كنتاكي في دولة أمريكا. أنا أحب بطاطس.
تشرفنا عبد الله.
تشرفنا.
مرحبا. أنا اسمي كومان. أنا من مدينة بريا في ولاية كنتاكي في دولة أمريكا. أنا أحب قهوة. تشرفنا.
تشرفنا.
مرحبا. أنا لورا. أنا من مدينة هازارد في ولاية كنتاكي. أنا أحب بطاطا.
مرحبا. أنا اسمي لورين. أنا من مدينة كولد سبرينغ في ولاية كنتاكي في دولة أمريكا. Sorry, said that wrong. أنا أحب زرافة. تشرفنا.
مرحبا. أنا اسمي دانيال. أنا من مدينة ويليامسبرغ في ولاية كنتاكي. تشرفنا.
تشرفنا.
ممتاز.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. First of all, I would love to ask you a favor, guys. Please count me as one of your classmates, okay? We are here to have lovely conversation for for the rest of the time, and please feel free to ask me whatever you want. Any question come across your head, or your minds, just ask me directly. Don't hesitate. Don't say can I ask this question or not? Feel free to ask whatever you want. Okay?
Yeah. نعم.
جميل جدا. Okay, shall I start?
Please.
To talk about my trip, or what would you like to do? Would you like to have some question first?
Just tell us first about. Yeah, tell us first.
Okay, cool. As you know, all of you or most of you, there is a big war happening now in Syria, and this is why I live now in Germany, in Berlin city. But I arrived to here after a really long trip. It took me 4.5 years, and yeah, it wasn't that easy to come here, and yeah, it was super hard. I actually am working as an assistant doctor. I have worked as assistant doctor in Syria, and I stayed there during the war because I felt responsible to help the people who stayed there and who cannot leave the country, because we had such a miserable situation there, bombs everywhere, people dying everywhere, people get hurt everywhere, and the situation was really tough. And as you know, when the humanity call you, you have to be there. I stayed in the country and tried to carry on with my studying to graduate, and after that, to help other people. But during this time was really tough. I get hurt 3 times during the war. One of the time was the toughest time. I had 29 broken all over my body, and was really tough. After the 3rd time, I decided to leave Syria, and was really stupid because it took me 5 years during the war to decide to leave the country. My trip started to go to Turkey, and I went alone because my family, they left the country in the beginning of the war, but I decided to stay. I left Syria in August 2000, in the end of November. I decided to leave in August, and I could leave in the end of November 2015, and I went to Turkey, stayed there, hoping for starting a new future and a new life, but the life was a little bit tough and wasn't really as I thought. And I decided after that to cross the sea, the Middle Eastern Sea, because I had 2 brothers there, and I decided to follow my brothers because I have no contact with the rest of my family. We crossed the sea in a boat, plastic boat, boat. You saw that we were in around 75 people, but this boat actually fit 30 people, just 30 people. And our boat drove the sea, and we stayed in February, was 17th of February, at 12:30 exactly. Our boat drove the sea, and we stayed for 4 hours. We tried to survive, and there, we had some, they come and rescue us, and our refugee terrible trip started. We start our trip from Moria camp in Lesbos Island in Greece. And the situation there was really miserable, and no place to sleep. There's no place to sleep, actually. There's no tent, was raining, and there's nothing to hide underneath it, and there was really small amount of food. You start your morning with 1 piece of bread, add a little bit of marmalade in it, And this is how you start your morning. You got in the afternoon, you meal like 20 to 100 gram pasta or sometimes potatoes and or some other kind of food like rice with something, lentils. And in the evening you have the same piece of bread that you eat in the morning. And it's like, because the situation was tough, we decided to carry on our trip to go to the border because we want to pass to other to cross the border to another European countries. And was a decision the European decided to have Dublin decision that they close all the border, the Dublin deal, and to stop the refugee from passing the border. And after that, we get big trouble because we stay in the border area between Macedonia and Greece, and the situation was really tough. Snow, air, and so many miserable. Like the healthcare was no organization there. Like really few organizations cannot do anything in front of 25,000 persons were there in the camp. And was like no food, was like really terrible situation, like you never can imagine it. We stayed in the night, we woke up, the rain covering our tents. Or next day we woke up that the wind broke our tents. Or we had another problems. The health issue was tough. We stayed in this area in the Jumini camp for 6 months until they decide to evacuate all the camp because they have political problem between the Greek and the Macedonian, and was really tough situation. I decided after that to move to Athens because it's the capital and maybe there any another chance. During my way, I registered myself in for UNHCR project it's called relocation program. So they transfer you from the country you are stayed in to another country. And I have stayed for 1.5 years there in Greece. I used this 1.5 years volunteering and to try to help people who had same issue as I, but because I was lucky because I speak English and I learned how to speak English there during the time and improved my English there because I communicate with so many people from communication, just talking to people and improve my English to this level. And yeah, it was really tough and don't know how to describe it. It was awful situation. After that, after 1.5 years, I get my decision and that Germany accepted my application and they want to take me from Germany. But after I had my first job as Arabic interpreter and I start to build my lovely life there in Greece and I'm just yes, now I had a job since 6-7 months and I have my own flat now. I'm not a refugee anymore. And after that, I got this stupid decision that they decided to take me to Germany. And they dropped me in Germany, start your life from zero again. And I start my life learning German since 1.5 years, learning German and starting as well learning the language, learning the culture, because German culture has special culture, not same as another European culture. And it was really was really challenging because you pass so many different countries, you have different mentality than they have, and there's really hard point to meet in the middle, and you have to figure it by yourself, but with all the pressure that you have, and you having that you have to deal with the culture and differences, and that was one of the biggest challenging thing that we are facing at the moment here in Germany, apart from the language. This is one other big thing. And yes, here I am. I have been working with Natakallam since 2017 and working with some other organization. And here I'm with you guys. Do you have any questions?
I have questions. You want to go first?
Yes.
Okay, so I actually have a lot of questions, so I'll only ask one question. Okay, this one's the most interesting to me. So if you could change one thing about Syria and one thing about Germany to like make it better, are you understanding so far?
Yeah.
Like what would you change? Like if you could choose only one thing of each.
The problem, you cannot change one thing of each because they are really different countries. Like they are really different from each other. If you really want to think, you have to change some things to they become like closer or able to fit in each other. You need to change the law of like that the whole like not the whole half of the culture. You have to change it, half of the mentality because Eastern different than Western. The way how we look at the things, like the way how in our communication. For example, in Syria, we live all of us as a group. We supported each other as a group. Like for example, if I'm now in Syria, I'm this age, I still live with my family because your family don't accept you to leave them. Like you have to stay with us until you get married. When you get married, you can leave by yourself or on your own. This is like, yeah, this is one of the biggest challenges. Like here in Germany, like you literally like, you are over 18, okay, cool. You can do this like with myself, okay, you can do that, but it's like, this is like different. For example, here people, we have a space, like in our culture, we are warmer to each other. You go to talk to us, we talk to you, we respond to you. Here they are like a bit like distance, they have like safety distance, even if you are with them. This is we learn it because I have integration course. We learn it. Don't stand. If you have a space somewhere, always make sure there is between you and the person who is in front of you 1 meter or 1.5 meter. That safety space. This is what they're in their mentality.
So they teach
this
you
is
that?
What, yeah, they teach us. Another silly thing. They taught us how to eat with fork and knife because they thought that we eat in our hand.
Do you eat with your hands all the time?
Not all the time. When we have hand food, like when we eat, like there's finger food and there's no food with the spoon. We never, like we don't drink like the soup like this. We have spoon. For example, like people think like we're riding camel in Syria. Like some students in America ask me, "Do you ride camel there? Do you really wear this clothes, or you learn how to wear them in Europe?" Yes, we wear same clothes as you. We have people wear same clothes as you. We have people, they have blonde hair, blue eyes in Syria. We have like, we are similar. Like there's no difference. It's just like the way of communication, how we communicate. I think this is the big difference. Yeah. I hope I respond to your question.
Yes. Have you tried making contact back with people in Syria and your family?
Yeah, I got my family to contact after I arrived after 1 year after I arrived to Greece because, we live all of us in group. I just need to spread through the people and there's someone here that is my dad, someone has the same family name and told them and put us on contact and after that we found each other. But yeah, I still have contact with some people there, yeah. Any other question?
So, like, what has been like in your experience the German attitude towards refugees? Like,
sorry?
What has been like the German people's attitude towards like refugees in your own experience? Like, are they welcoming in general? Or is it kind of like
dependent on region?
Yeah. Or like, I know in America, like refugees like is a really controversial topic because we have people who like either A, say, no, we don't take refugees, like we need to like close our borders, or B, like we should take in refugees. Like what's Germany's perspective on that?
Germany and things like they have this similar issue. There is some area they are have a problem with refugee, but in Germany there is a law and no one can break it. Like Germany decided to take refugee, everyone has to take refugee. And there's but the thing what's happening at the moment in Germany, there is the new Nazi or the really extreme wing party. They are growing more because they're using the refugee issue here And you can see racism like coming more and more and more than before. Like the people who arrived here since 2015, they were more welcoming than now, and they were more warm. Like because people always scared from differences. They are always scared to lose their culture. They are always to lose their identity. And this is what we have to understand as a human being. Like we are born in this world, and this world for everyone. How you learn your mentality. For example, America built immigrants, like all America, like built immigrants, and everyone from all over the world, they came there and they started their life. No one has the right to say always I'm American and this is my country just for America. Like this is the country. You don't own land. You don't own identity. All of us are human. There is no difference between us. Like the difference is zero between us. Yeah, but they were welcoming. Like to be honest, there's people welcoming us, and there's other people not happy that we are in Germany. Any other question?
I have one. What would you say was the hardest part of getting used to living in Germany?
Getting used to live in Germany, that I learned how to communicate with the society here very well. And this is what I liked about my trip during all these European countries, because I learned new skills of communication and the differences and how I can learn how to fit with other cultures. Like for example, everyone come to me, first question, silly question. Do you eat pork? Do you drink alcohol? But because they just show this look and this beard. And here in Berlin, when you have this beard and this hair, that means you are a hipster. But when they know I'm from Syria, or I came from Arabic country, they come to me, are you Islamistic? Or are you, for example, do you drink alcohol? Or do you eat pork? No, I don't. For example, Jewish, they don't eat pork, but no one asked them this question. For example, healthy people, they don't drink alcohol, but no one cares. Just no, I'm fine. I don't drink alcohol because of my health. I don't like the taste, and they accept it. But when I don't, I say no, I don't drink alcohol. They say, why? Have you ever tried it? So nice. Why you are close to this? Why you not talk? There's another thing is really bad here in Germany. If you are in party and you are not drinking, people they are really straight. This is we are not used to it. I don't want to talk to you when you're not holding a drink with you. Even if it has to be an alcoholic drink. It happened to me several times. There's people, they don't feel comfortable to talk to someone when they are drunk, but when they don't, that person from them don't drink alcohol. Wow. Yeah, this is my personal experience, happened to me several times. But there are other people as well, in the same hand, there's another people, super warm, super welcoming, they are super lovely, they are having you everywhere, they want you everywhere. Still big society. We are human in the end. Some of us make mistakes, some of us make something good. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you just said you were an assistant doctor in Syria and you're helping now in Germany. I know in some countries the different medical practices don't always transfer. So was your transferring of your medical practice in Germany and Syria a good transfer, or was it not accepted?
No, my friends who studied with me, or the doctors who were they were with us in the hospital, they come here and they have just to redo their certificate and do some exams and wait for 2 years, 3 years. Even they have a huge experience with urgency and surgeries and this thing, and after that they can start again. For me, because they were as a refugee, but if you came here as migrant, you have different treatment. We have some of our friends, they came here as migrant, they were in Lebanon, they applied to the embassy in Germany, and they sent their paper, and they were waited to get accepted. But some of us, who came in the refugee, in this big refugee trip, we get treated different way. But for me, I'm not thinking about carrying on in the medical field. I'm studying at the moment programming because I got I'm done with this field. I don't want because that thing I saw in front of my eyes was really tough and crazy. I don't want to mention it, but it's crazy what is going in front of my eyes. Imagine war and hundreds of people dying every day, kids, old men, women, and yeah.
I have a question. So what would you say would be like the best thing to do for someone learning Arabic? Like what's the thing that's going to help us the most? Does that make sense?
Practicing speaking to each other in Arabic. I swear to you, this English, now, I wasn't speaking English. I learned it in school and in the university just to pass my exam, as every one of you. Arabic language, oh my gosh, I just want to pass this and this subject. You study it just to pass it. If you want to really learn language, you have to practice it. You have to talk to native people. You have to chat to each other inside the class in Arabic. Have it as a code language between you and your friends in the class, in front of someone else. Take it as the fun part. Don't take it as this subject you have to study it in your school or in your university. Try to enjoy it. Language is so important and so nice, and really they are amazing. I speak 5-6 languages, and I really enjoy it because with each language you have different personality. With each language. For example, when I speak English, different than when I speak German, different than that, and I speak Arabic, different when I speak Armenian language, different when I speak Turkish. And and this is I don't know, I have different personality, and so nice to discover all this part inside of you that's oh my gosh, I never imagined that I have this personality, and just you figure it out because you learn this language. And learning languages make the word more small, and you make the communication between people easier and lovelier. You really enjoy it. Imagine it's you go to an Arabic country and you can chat to them and in their own language, and they ask you and you talk to them, or anyone in your street, or there's in America there's so many community centers. You can meet people they speak Arabic, or you can involve with the Arabic community who speaks Arabic, or all of these things. You can improve your own the language by communication, and this is how I learned it. Not from the school. I didn't learn how to speak in school. I learned grammar and all of these things, and nothing helped me. Now I speak the language because I live with 25 British person and they're in one flat.
Yeah.
So whenever the war in Syria is over, do you want to go back there, or will you plan to stay in Germany?
No, I don't want to go back. Because I have experienced new part in my personality. I have experienced new people, and I would love to carry on experience and learn languages. For example, I'm planning to learn Spanish, after Spanish, Chinese, and that's Chinese in German. Yeah, and after that, I want to go to this country and use the language and see the other part of my personality when I speak these languages. But yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to carry on this thing because I really loved it.
I have a question. So, are you allowed to go to a different country? You just said you want to learn Spanish. So would you be able to go to the Dominican and stay there? And
yeah, for my state, for my papers at the moment, I'm allowed to travel inside the European countries, but not for more than 21 days. But when I got work, now because I'm just in the level language process, I'm now level C1. And I'm about to finish it soon. Wish me best. In November, it's gonna be exam. And after that, I'm gonna be able to enjoy the freedom of movement.
Yay! Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is kind of related to my question. Was so they took you from Athens and moved you to Germany. I was gonna ask if there was any possibility of them just randomly saying, okay, we're gonna move you from Germany to a different country.
I'm gonna tell you something. All of it was not legal. The movement wasn't legal. All of it was by smugglers. All of it. It's I was in Greece. Piece of paper written has on it my picture and number. Piece of paper. Anyone can literally you can hold it like this and do that to this piece of paper. And if in your bucket and get wet and damaged, no one helps you to have a new one because we don't have time. We have thousands of people. We cannot give you a new one. Deal with this by yourself. Just like, and any policeman could stop you, could put you in trouble. Like many troubles. And this is was like why I hated and I loved it the same. I hated Greece because I wasn't treated as a number. But I loved it because of the society there and the culture were closer to my culture than Germany. But here in Germany, I have a passport, I have my actual name on it, I have my actual last name on it, and I can travel between 27 countries. And this is like a privilege. I never imagined it when I started my trip or during my tough refugee time.
So earlier you mentioned that like some people in Germany were more welcoming than others. What were some things that people did that made you feel more welcomed? And like by default, like what are some things that like we could do if there is like a refugee in our
Sorry,
community?
can you come closer? Because I couldn't hear you very well. Your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that some people made you feel more welcomed than others, and so I was wondering what some of those things that they did for you were, and like by default, like what are some things that we could do if there was a refugee that came to like our community? Like what could we do to make them feel more welcomed and at home here?
Okay, there's like many things. My friends or like especially young generation, same age as you guys. We are who's gonna change the humanity like perspective. It's our responsibility. So like so many people at the same of your age or my age, they were more welcoming. Imagine they just like, I want to go on Christmas to see my family. Would you like to come and join us? They call their family. You know that Christmas time is family time. That that's like just family time. And like they just like welcome you and having you on this like special time for the family. To someone stranger from country you never imagined is gonna be in your table in the Christmas dinner. And sometimes some other like bad stuff happened to me. Like for example, you know this in the metro you have this like red thing you can pull it out and stop all the metro, right? Do you know this thing? Like it's for emergency. And like there was an old woman stopped and did that because I was on the train and because she felt unsafe. Like I felt unsafe. He's gonna explode himself here in the train. I don't feel safe. Let him leave. Yeah. And another time because I was sitting in the restaurant and literally I'm eating my food and someone came did this on my face.
You're kidding! I would have been jacking!
He swear at me like in German and start to call me like they call us they have racist words same as known word, the N word, you know? They have another word for us who has black hair who came from the Middle East and he called me in this word but there were other people that were defending me, sorry. Yeah, so many things happen to you, but more challenging that you have, many people said to me, you have to get thick skin. No, you shouldn't you shouldn't not talk and argue and tell that it's not allowed. You have to talk about it, but you have to choose the peaceful way always. You have to choose the right word always. You have to be calm and kind even when people they are like really racist and bad to you. And this could change someone the way how they look at you, or someone who's listening or watching from far away because people think like, oh my gosh, like Turkish mafia or Lebanese or Arabic mafia, Arabic clan, and he's gonna like attack this man. I'm sure he has a knife. And you stop and like be calm and say, sorry, why you have done that this to me and what? Sorry, I just like get stressed about that. Yeah, this is like you have to be like you have to be kind and to be like, to try to control yourself as much as possible. And even if you saw that happen to someone else, like you should help this person, like literally, because sometimes when you are in country, not your country, when you don't speak the language, you cannot do anything, and you feel like something like, you know, holding your neck so hard, but you cannot do anything because you know that everyone is gonna be against you instead of someone. Every time when there was someone helping me, I was like inside me crying and happy at the same time. And this is what pushed me more harder to learn German, to try to defend me and to defend anyone else who try like being racist or being, yeah.
Next.
Thank you. So my question changed because now I feel like I have to ask this. So whenever I hear people speak a different language, and especially like Arabic because that's what we're learning, like I want to listen, but like I listen better when I'm like watching you and like watching your mouth move. I don't know, it might be weird, but like would you take that as weird as like I'm staring and I'm judging you? Like how do I need to like listen, or like should I introduce myself and be like, hi, like I'm learning Arabic, like this is so cool, you want to have a conversation? Like what's the best way to go about that?
Actually, in my culture, if you come to me and you tell me I'm learning Arabic and I would love to chat to you and talk to you and to practice my Arabic, we would take it like, oh cool, like I'm cool with it, you know. But like you said to me, you are watching my mouth because I am, for me, I don't know for others, I understand it when you don't speak the language, that you focus very well to know like what he's saying, you know? Like I'm teaching Arabic, sometimes when I chat to my conversation partners, I'm just like, what they are trying to say. This is what I focus on their mouth or the way how they pronounce the word, maybe I can't get it. Like for example, until now I have like problem between P and B. I say problem sometimes, or people instead of people and problem. You know, like these things, like I understand that when people focus at me and to try like to understand what I'm saying. But some other people, they found it a bit weird. But about judging this, like I don't know. Maybe because I understand now the culture better, I don't feel this anymore. But I don't know for someone else.
Okay.
How is it for someone else? Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
So,
Go ahead.
What's like the legal process like to become a German citizen, like as a refugee?
Oh my gosh, now I'm gonna tell you something bad. They changed the law and they write just 2 sneaky words, or 1 sentence, 1 sneaky sentence. What you have to be, because there's many Syrian, they have done that really fast. Like in 1.5 years, you have C1 language, you have worked during like your learning language, you have to have, for nationality, for unlimited resident, you have to have C1 language and working for 2 years covering 80% of your income. To have unlimited resident. For having, after like 3 years, okay? For having nationality, you have to stay 5 years with B1 level language, like language and level, and just, that's what you need. Like 5 years and 2 years income, covering 80% of your income. Because there's many Syrians, they have already had the unlimited like resident, they have had changed the law just like 3 months ago, and they add something to the law. The person should be integrating himself as a German. What that means to you guys, if you hear this or if you read this, what you could imagine, like the person, he have to integrate himself as American. Could you imagine?
Changing your whole culture to, you have to disregard what you were before, and now you are German. You cannot be anything else but German.
Okay, good. Something else? Okay, how can we make sure this person integrating himself very well? Christine, right? Your name is Christine.
Yes, I would say like immersing yourself into the culture, going out and having jobs, being part of the community, seeing the type of religions around you and what you could probably, if you feel like it, to convert to, or whether or not to.
Okay, if I don't drink alcohol and the person who interviewed me, he said to me, count 3 favorite wine to German people, like for German, like that German people, they love to drink. What can I do? I'm gonna lose my chance. You know? For example, what is nicer? Pork in the oven or pork over pizza? This is the question. Some people already they have them in their interview. Someone asked them this: what tastes nicer?
And you have to answer it correctly?
Yes.
How do you answer something like that?
It's an opinion.
Correct.
That's insane.
Yourself. You have to integrate yourself as German to respond to this question. Before, like my brother, he have been here 3 years. He has unlimited residence and he trying to apply for nationality. Like my friend, he got the nationality. Like I know many people around me, they already got the nationality, but now it's like they make it more harder because in 2015, I'm talking about Syrian because I know the number because I'm following with my community. In 2016, there's 30,000 they got not unlimited resident, and there's 3,000 getting nationality. 2018, they have more 40,000, another 40,000 unlimited resident, and 2,500 nationality. Like this is big numbers. Like maybe you find the numbers like if you want to compare it to the whole society in Germany, like it's not too much, but for the 685,000 Syrian refugees in Germany, they are big numbers. Like you have already almost 100,000 persons they got unlimited residence, and there's over 7,000 they got nationality from this number. Apart from the kids, apart from like old people and all of these people. Yeah.